Darkpress presents Speak of the Devil, a laid-back magical chat with Adam and Darian Darkly.
Greetings, Darklings. I'm Adam.
And I'm Darian. What does it mean to be good? Strangely enough, the dictionary doesn't seem to be able to answer this question satisfactorily. Allow me to give you my one-word definition of what I believe it means to be good. True. To be good is to be true.
This is how J.R.R. Tolkien captured goodness so believably in the Lord of the Rings books. His good characters, though imperfect, remain true. In a world of alternative facts, nothing will make you stand out more than being true. Having a steadfast relationship with truth is paramount to goodness. To be true is to be consistent and reliable of character.
I remember the traits of a person said to be walking with God that I learned in Sunday school from the book of Galatians. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Sounds a far cry from modern-day Christianity, but I know many witches who embody these characteristics. Witches who work with light and darkness. I believe these characteristics are actually manifest in the life of a person who is walking in their higher self, regardless of their religious affiliations.
Many who think of themselves as good witches refer to themselves as quote-unquote lightworkers. Lightworkers are generally dedicated to altruistic purposes, primarily blessing and healing, the healing of humans, of nature, of the planet and the cosmos, etc. They work with gods who are considered to be good as well. They may work extensively with saints or angels, and we will do a show on working with angels at a later date. Our first question tonight is, as a light worker, how can I avoid burnout? What do you think, Darian?
I would suggest two crucial things to help you avoid burnout. Number one, love you first. You have to regularly restore and replenish yourself. Adam, you're a master of this. I believe it's why you're such a spectacular magician. You know how to take care of yourself. Would you share a few self-love suggestions with our listeners?
Sure. Last episode we talked about how magic's like a battery, having positive and negative poles. And there's another way that magic is like a battery, and it needs to be charged. I would say some things that I personally do are very self-love oriented. I love to soak in a hot bath, drinking a glass of wine, or make clay masks to nourish my skin. You might try choosing a day each week to pamper yourself. I find that, doing something unnecessary but enjoyable to you, like reading a novel, a book you've wanted to read for a while, taking a long, relaxing nap, take time for you, showing yourself love in any number of ways that you might show love to someone else. Even buying yourself a gift, writing yourself a loving, encouraging note. I personally love to take a nap. But sometimes when it really comes down to it, you just need to get laid.
Yep. And B, yes, I said B, I'm keeping you on your toes. Set healthy boundaries. When you're a light worker, no is your best friend. Practice saying it in the mirror if you have to, until it feels natural. Just because you can help someone doesn't mean you have to. Many light workers were formerly Christians, and they've carried that guilt into their magical and healing practices with them. They still feel like it's their duty to save the world. There's no place for Christian guilt in witchcraft. Leave that in the church. You are a witch. You do not have to help everyone, or anyone for that matter. You don't have to befriend everyone. In fact, you may find some people absolutely repugnant, and that's okay. I speak from experience. When I was a minister, I had parishioners calling me all hours of the day and night. I'd be counseling someone on the phone while trying to dress myself to go to one of 3 jobs it took to keep myself and 2 ministries I headed up afloat. I had spent myself into debt trying to take care of other people, and they still weren't able to pay me a livable salary. I was going under, and they were becoming increasingly needy, and even coming on my job demanding to see me. I finally burned completely out. I trained someone to take my place and handed it all over to them, so I could work 19-hour days to try to save myself. I personally believe if you're predominantly a light worker It's important that you occasionally work a little mischief, just to keep your power in balance. The path of the light worker seems to be continually fraught with tribulations, and I don't believe this is because they're being attacked by evil spirits. It's because they're only doing good, and so bad manifests in their life in order to balance the scales. You must discharge your negative power as well. I believe this is the reason for so much sickness and turmoil in the lives of light workers. It may also be due to working with gods of suffering like Jesus, whom the Bible even calls the man of sorrows, and all of his tortured saints. Expressing your dark side does not have to be done through acts of malevolence. It can be accomplished as easily through a little mercurial playfulness, magical pranks, or sicking your destructive power on some corrupt institution or injustice in the world. In order to truly do good, you must recognize your capacity for evil. For instance, some people forgive because they're afraid to do anything else. That is not genuine forgiveness. I assure you, you're only internalizing hurt, and over time you'll lose respect for yourself for not standing up for you. My exercise of mercy only has merit if I have the power to lay waste to you, but choose not to. I joke with Adam sometimes, don't make me unleash the wrath of 10,000 bitches. It's always in jest, but deep down we both know I could.
He could.
I've seen the power of forgiveness when truth is applied with love. A man once came to myself and a group of prophets that I led for help. We had never met the man. He had one hand that was shriveled into a tight fist and curled up against his chest. I asked how long his hand had been that way. He said for 18 years. Then I asked him how long ago he divorced his wife. He was shocked that we would know this. He said, about 18 years ago. You could see the truth dawning in his eyes. One of the others asked, can you forgive her? He struggled in himself for a moment before conceding, I am willing to try. Then we led him in a declaration of forgiveness for her and for himself for carrying a grudge all those years. And what followed was one of the most miraculous things I have ever witnessed. He was able to slowly straighten his arm, and we all watched his withered hand as it grew in size like someone blowing air into a latex glove. He slowly opened his fist and stretched out his fingers. It had been clenched so tight for so long that there was a thick white paste in his palm that gave off a horrible stench. The man was so relieved that he danced around and shouted for joy at the top of his lungs. But with that, I also have to say, I found a well-laid hex can be equally cathartic for someone who's been terribly victimized.
At Darklys, we teach our students how to curse and to hex. You may never need or want to work in that way, but we believe that the very knowledge necessarily juxtaposes one's ability to bless and to heal. Tonight's second question is it wrong to charge for magical and healing services?
No, it is not wrong to charge for your help. I believe this idea, too, found its way into modern witchcraft via all of the former Christians who've become witches and who drugged the baggage of their Christian guilt into the community with them. Then they wrote books and peddled all that foolishness they were still hanging on to about money being evil and the virtues of helping everyone for free. I'll tell you what's wrong. For you to do without while helping people who have more than you do. You are shortchanging yourself, and eventually you will resent yourself for it, and it will wreck the good work that you're doing. You have any thoughts on that, Adam?
Sure. So I obviously charge for services that we offer through Devil's Conjure, so I don't really have any issue with, with charging for services or others. I feel this is a guilt that's personal to those who do claim to take issue, and it is something that they personally need to reconcile within themselves. Every engagement we partake of in this world comes with an exchange. That may be of your energy, money, time, or otherwise. Everything has a cost. From the medicine man who might offer his help for a pack of smokes, to the realtor who expects a fee for their services, everyone has a price. Although I don't see an issue with money itself, yet more so the dark side of capitalism. I think we all have to heal our relationship to money.
That's good. Now it's time for tonight's burning question. What's the best prank you've ever pulled?
So this is actually a prank that I remember you, you doing to me. But there's a there's a gay bar in Dallas, Texas called the Pegasus, and we decided, Darian and I, that we were going to do accents. So we decided we were going to do kind of like a Scottish Irish style, or kind of accent. And so, we're going to go in there and order our drinks, and the whole time we're going to speak in this, in like kind of an Irish, Gaelic, Scotch Irish accent. And so I get in there, and the bartender's like asking me what I want to drink, and I go, oi, I'll I can't even do it now because I'm starting to laugh. Oi, I'll order a gimlet, or something to like that effect, just being goofy. And then Darian's like, I'll have a rum and coke. And then like it was just insane because I just knew, like, I looked so crazy, and the whole time it was like the joke's on me, and he knew. Let us know if you have any questions you'd like answered on the show, and if you're wondering how you can support the show, that's easy. Tell your friends. Like and share our posts. Shop at Devil's Conjure and Darkly's Curiosities. Darkly's Curiosities, which will be back this fall. It's the store for Darkly's School of Witchcraft. And also download some classes at Darkly's School of Witchcraft, also coming this fall. You can also buy us a coffee through our linktr.ee / DarklysInc.
Next week's episode is called Would You Believe? Adam and I will be sharing some of the supernatural experiences we've had. We also have a surprise for you. Don't miss it.